Shaq went on Angel Reese's podcast this week and shared his billion-dollar idea for the WNBA.
You will witness the event that rocked women's basketball in the coming minutes. Angel Reese and Shaq will be featured, along with a ton of awkward truths.
Pretty girl dunking on the rim. I'm watching that all the time. You laughing.
A man is not turned on by no woman that's dunking.
It ain't about being turned on. It's about seeing stuff that you're not supposed to see.
Here's what's going to happen. We'll show you the precise phrase that made Angel tense, along with the statistics that support his assertion. You'll also learn why this one exchange might potentially alter the WNBA's future, because it's going to be fantastic. The entire basketball world is buzzing after Shaq dropped a bombshell. We're talking about a 4-time NBA champion, Hall of Famer, and business mogul worth over $400 million. When Shaq talks, people pay attention, and boy did he have something to say about the WNBA. Imagine Shaw sitting there looking as cool as ever, and he begins discussing ways to make the WNBA more exciting. Let's play the first clip.
And women's beach volleyball, let's just say that the net is 10. For women, it's lower just a little bit. I'm not saying lower it to 9, 5, 9, 6, but just 9, 9.
Just so we can dunk?
Yes.
No,
see? Mm-mm. And
I hate when men say that.
I'm telling you now, if you just lower it like this, right there. I'm not saying go right there. I'm just you know what y'all need to do one day?
I feel like it still wouldn't be good enough. It's never good enough for a man. People always disrespect women regardless. They're always going to not give us the same value as a man. So I just don't even think that.
And that's why you got to do what you've been doing. Go take the
Yeah.
I'm telling you now, if you lower that thing to 9.
And what's going to happen? All right, tell me, the money going to go through the roof?
Yeah.
He's thinking 8 to 10 feet below the typical hoop, so we can see some dunks. Of course, you would think that doesn't sound all that horrible, but sitting directly across from Shaq is where it gets interesting. He's not all the way to the ground, mind you, but just enough to change the game. Not having any of it, Angel Reese claps back and makes some powerful remarks regarding women's respect.
I feel like it still wouldn't be good enough. It's never good enough for a man. People always disrespect women regardless. They're always going to not give us the same value as a man. So I just don't even think that.
She went on to discuss why some people weren't watching the game.
Blow that thing to 9.
And what's going to happen? All right, tell me, the money going to go through the roof?
Yeah.
We don't even have the people don't even watch the game.
As Angel claims that lowering the rim is blatantly offensive to female players, you can sense the tension rising. However, Shaq wasn't finished and struck him with a haymaker.
We don't even have the people don't even watch the game.
Because I don't want to use the B word unless it's certain people playing. It's like you're watching like a high school game.
Yes, you heard correctly. He likened high school basketball to the WNBA while maintaining an angelic gaze. Let's take a moment to analyze this down. Shaq stated, and I quote, "It's like you're watching like a high school game. Can you feel the collective gasp from WNBA players everywhere?" Shaq, not only is it a criticism, but one of the most powerful players in NBA history just stated that the best women's professional basketball is comparable to high school boys' games.
Shaq, he was trying to teach Angel Reese how to make the WNBA more entertaining. So people might actually watch the shitty product. And Shaq is qualified to do so. During his NBA career, the dude was a brilliant marketer. He knew how to be entertaining while also being dominant on the court. There was a reason that every member of the media was waiting by Shaq's locker after games. They knew he would deliver the best sound bites. They knew he would give the most entertaining interview.
You may be wondering how this will play out on one side, where many are nodding along with Shaq, who is claiming that something needs to change if the WNBA wants more viewers and more excitement.
Angel Reese, just because a man is criticizing your league, it does not mean he is disrespecting women. This is the entitlement I always talk about. Angel Reese and her colleagues in the WNBA, they have this false sense of entitlement that makes them believe that they are above being criticized. Anytime they are criticized, they want to play the victim. Men don't respect women. Oh yeah?
However, there are also a number of irate players and fans who claim that Shaq's remarks are out of date, rude, and that his strategy is incorrect.
Shaq has been a mentor to Angel Reese. And then the first chance he gets publicly, really, to be in a room talking with her, he goes and says that. Look, it's bad. Like, it's one thing when people say it on social media that don't know Angel Reese. It's one thing when people in the sports media will say it on social media. Like, that's one thing. And is it right when that happens? No. Obviously not.
Some skeptics contend that the concept won't work since women don't have the same explosiveness as males in sports, and that physical disparities will make it harder for them to succeed in high-intensity contests.
Lowering the rim this much is going to have more women dunking. I can't give you, he's saying not this much, just this much. Like, you're joking. If you want to see the kind of dunks that John Morant is doing, that a prime Russell Westbrook was doing, that a current LeBron James at nearly 40 years old, the kind of dunks that he's throwing down, you would have to lower the rim for the women probably 7.5 to 8 feet to see that kind of explosiveness, that kind of shiftiness in the air for women to catch bodies like the men are doing. If you're going to start comparing the women's game to the men's game, you're going to have to lower it much more than that much.
Where does this leave us? Shaw's remarks are out there and won't go away, but the real question is how this is affecting Angel Reese's career, because, believe me, what happened next in that conversation will blow your mind right when Angel Reese thought things couldn't get any worse. Shaq chose to turn it up to 11, praising another player to Angel's face. Can you guess who she was raving about? Here's a hint. Her name rhymes with Van Clark, and she's been making waves in ways that had Angel's perspiring.
Logo threes. It's her signature. That is the most Caitlin Clark way to win the game.
Imagine that Angel, who is hosting her own podcast, is about to receive some affection from an NBA legend. However, Shaq had other ideas, and one of those ideas involved an Iowa superstar who has been dominating the court recently. The tension in the room was so high that it could be sliced with a knife. Shaq begins talking, and instead of complimenting Angel, he immediately begins to fanboy over Caitlin Clark. You could see Angel's smile wane as Shaq continued to rave about Clark's performance.
Why do you think people love Caitlin Clark besides her skills?
She can shoot threes from logo.
We've never seen that before. That's my point.
Angel Reese must be furious since he has spoken out about Caitlin Clark since her college days. In a previous interview, he said this.
She's phenomenal. I'm going to go on the record and say she's the best female collegiate player ever. Ever? Well, I don't know.
Did you hear him declare that it was the best ever? Not just good, but great. Right in front of Angel Reese? Can you imagine how that must have felt during the interview? As if it weren't enough? Shaq continues by drawing a comparison between Clark and Steph Curry. That's exactly what Steph Curry, the best shooter in NBA history, said when he discussed Clark's ability to drain threes from the Curry-style logo. It seems as though he forgot Angel was present.
Steph Curry, a little kid. Like, Steph Curry, I love. You know why I love Steph Curry? Because I've never seen that before. I've never seen that before. I've seen it a little bit in Mahmoud Abdul-Roh, but I've never seen a guy consistently come down. And if you look at, like, if you saw Steph on the street, he ain't got the LeBron muscles. He's not 6'9", he's 6'10". He look like a perfect, normally office guy.
Yeah.
He's doing stuff that people never seen before. She's doing stuff we've never seen before. Never seen nobody do that on a consistent basis.
This is where things start to become pretty interesting. For those who don't know, Shaq throws the ultimate compliment bomb when he declares Caitlin Clark the real deal. It's the kind of praise only the best of the best receive, and Angel is sitting there trying to remain composed, but it's clear she's shaken.
Damn, like, and I was a hater because, you know, I'm down. She was like, she's not going to hit that shot, and bam, like, damn, she's not going to hit that shot, man. Like, if I say 10 times you're not going to hit the shot and you hit the shot, that means you're the truth.
Hold on to your seats because Shaq wasn't done yet. Just when you thought he couldn't say anything more shocking, he takes it up a notch with his next comments, which are so brutal they might just change the game forever. Angel's reaction is priceless. She's trying to play it cool, but all she can muster is a reluctant okay. As Shaq continues to heap praise on Clark, you can almost see the wheels turning in her head, wondering how this conversation went so far off the rails.
Caitlin Clark is a special player. She reminds me of a Steph Curry. You know, a lot of times she takes those ill-advised shots that me and Chuck don't like, but they go in. Not only do they go in consistently. And the way she plays the game, she's the true definition of a great player.
Okay, Shaq has opinions, but you are aware of what they say. Numbers don't lie, and these numbers are going to tell you an incredible narrative. We are discussing the record, disrupting performances, Can you predict which person is winning? Let's break it down. There are extremely high percentages and one player who is changing the rules. Head-to-head matchup between Clark and Reese. Over the course of 2 games, Caitlin Clark is averaging an incredible 40 points and 15 assists, which is not just good but historic, as she is the first rookie in WNBA history to record such high figures.
Clark is the first rookie in WNBA history to have 40 points, 15 rebounds, and 15 assists in a 2-game span.
But hold on, there's more. Talk about flexibility. Clark has also recorded the league's most recent triple-double, and she's the only rookie to accomplish it twice in a single season.
There have only been 40 triple-doubles in the history of the WNBA. Cheryl Swoops recorded the first WNBA triple-double during the 1999 season, while Caitlin Clark logged the most recent triple-double earlier this week. Caitlin Clark became the first ever rookie in WNBA history to record a triple-double twice in the same season. In that game, Clark scored her 103-point shot this season, becoming just the 6th woman to do so and first in her rookie season. She now has 102 on the season and is 19 away from Diana Taurasi in 2nd place and 26 away from Ionescu of the New York Liberty.
Let's now discuss that 3-point shooting. Not only is Clark excellent from beyond the arc, but she's also redefining what's possible. She's draining jumpers from the logo as if it were nothing at all, which is uncommon in women's basketball. Her shooting percent is also extremely high, leaving Angel Reese in the dust.
Her 3-point shooting has heated up, and nobody in the league can flick logo threes as effortlessly as Caitlin can.
Speaking about Reese, she is now among the league's least effective shooters due to her poor shooting performance, which includes a poor shooting percentage from the floor and an even worse shooting performance from 3-point range.
Angel's a poor shooter of the basketball. I don't know any other way to say it. She's just a poor shooter. She's now 38% from the floor, not from 3. She's 2 of 12 from 3 at 17%. I'm talking about 38% on common shots from the field.
But this is where things get very nasty. According to analysts, Angel Reese is the league's worst shooter from within 5 feet of the hoop. It's basic. It's like a cook who can't boil water, and Reese is having trouble. Big time in the meantime, Clark isn't only improving everyone around her, she's also dominating the league in assists, surpassing her closest rival by an astounding 25 assists, which isn't just good, it's game-changing.
Caitlin Clark is running away with the WNBA assists lead. She's 25 better than anybody else in the league. It's pretty extraordinary for a rookie. Caitlin Clark, in a shock to me, has proven already to be a once-a-generation passer. I did not see that coming at Iowa. I thought scoring, yes, she's the all-time greatest scorer in the history of college basketball, men's or women's, but passing like this? I'm talking about gifted LeBron-esque bounce passing.
Because of her ability to score from anywhere on the court, which forces defenses to alter their entire strategy and creates opportunities for her teammates, Clark is drawing comparisons to top WNBA players and even some NBA stars. So why are experts saying that she is WNBA ready? It's simple.
We saw Caitlin Clark set that WNBA record with a 19-assist game, the most assists in WNBA history in a single game. She has now reached 400 points and 200 assists in 26 games. That is the fastest that someone has ever reached those numbers in the WNBA. Sue Bird did it in 33. Caitlin Clark just did it in 26. It is insane when you think about the fact that Caitlin Clark was playing college basketball 3 months ago, and she was already setting these kind of records and has more 20-point games than all of the other rookies combined. The question was, how long would it take for Caitlin Clark to have a dramatic impact in this league? And the answer has been pretty darn fast.
The impact extends beyond the numbers. Clark is altering the game's mechanics. According to Shaq, her ability to score from any place forces opponents to reconsider their defense. She's not just playing the game, she's making it better. But here's the really amazing part. Not only is Clark's shooting percentage higher than Reese's, but it's in a completely different league. The disparity is so striking that it goes beyond the numbers to consider the effect, potential, and future of the game.
She is now the all-time rookie leader in points, assists, and three-pointers. There is exceeding expectations, and then there is whatever Caitlin Clark continues to do in her rookie season in the WNBA.
You may think that we're finished, but believe me, we're only getting started because Shaq has more to say about the WNBA, and his subsequent remarks will make these statistics seem like child's play.
She now holds the record for most points scored by a rookie, breaking Simone Augustus's record. She did it in perhaps her best offensive game of the season, which was yesterday with the Fever's win over the Wings, and Caitlin Clark had a career-high 35 points for the Fever in that win. She also added another 8 assists to her collection yesterday, which earlier in the weekend, Caitlin Clark set the single-season assist record in the WNBA, the most prolific passer in WNBA history.
Shaq stirred things up, and now we're going even deeper. Imagine that one player's entire career depends on this rivalry, but here's where it gets really interesting. We're going to break down why Angel Reese might be playing a risky game and why her future in the WNBA could depend on the very person she's trying to beat. You know, that trash-talking incident during the NCAA tournament, where she waved her finger in Caitlin Clark's face, didn't just go viral, it might have changed everything. Not only did it put Angel on the map, but it also connected her name to Clark's in a way that's hard to shake, and she made a controversial statement that only increased the buzz.
Look where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas, like just because of one single game. And just looking at that, like, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for my teammates. And if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too.
The problem is that whenever someone discusses Angel Reese these days, they can't help but bring up Caitlin Clark. It's as if they are two sides of the same coin, and the statistics don't lie. Posts on Angel alone receive far less attention on social media than those that feature both players. It's as if Angel is riding the Caitlin Clark hype train, whether she likes it or not.
Talking about Angel Reese's podcast, where once again, they're talking about Caitlin Clark. And at this point, I mean, the grift is real. We're living, $96,000 a year rent. Caitlin Clark is literally paying Angel Reese's rent at this point. I mean, let's be honest.
But here's where it gets awkward. Whenever someone mentions Clark around Angel, she tries to change the topic more quickly than you can say three-pointer. It's like watching someone try to dodge raindrops during a thunderstorm. You can see the discomfort on her face. She's obviously feeling the pressure of being constantly compared to Clark. Now, let's talk about what these two are doing off the court, as there are rumors that Caitlin Clark is working out hard and improving her game. I suppose what Angel has been up to, she has been seen having a great time at events and concerts. There's nothing wrong with enjoying yourself, but when your opponent is out there having fun, it makes you worry. Here's what some experts are saying, though. This rivalry between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark may potentially determine her success in the WNBA. Can you believe it? The person she is attempting to defeat may be the secret to her success. It's similar to keeping your friends and foes near in basketball.
If it wasn't for what she has done tied to Caitlin Clark, nobody would watch any of these videos. Nobody. If it wasn't for the fact that she's hitched her wagon to Caitlin Clark, nobody's making a random WNBA video about some powered forward that can't hit layups. Are you mental? Of course not.
However, this goes beyond Angel and Caitlin. Experts think that these player-to-player contests may be just what the WNBA needs to increase its popularity, and that this rivalry could be influencing the direction of women's basketball as it exists now. The drama and storylines are becoming more important than the game alone. The individual conflicts take a look at the attendance figures for the match between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese.
Where this Sunday's game between Caitlin Clark's Indiana Fever and Angel Reese's Chicago Sky is expected to break records. Ticket prices to see the rivals play are the most expensive for a WNBA game ever, according to TickPick. The cheapest seat to see the game cost around $250, with the most expensive ticket on sale for more than $9,000. The rematch comes on the heels of the Reese-Clark rematch last Sunday, which was the most watched WNBA game in 23 years. according to CBS Sports. The contest averaged 2.25 million viewers and reached its peak at 3 million viewers.
What does all of this signify for the WNBA? Then, are we entering a new era when rivalries will be paramount? More significantly, how will Angel Reese respond to being frequently compared to Caitlin Clark? There is no denying that the game is evolving both on and off the court, and whether Angel likes it or not, Caitlin Clark's will always be associated with her. The question is whether she will rise to the occasion or fall behind.